Jubilee the Joy of Learning presents episode 2 of Uncensored Teachers podcast. I am Sindhura, your host, and I'm with Naveena, your co host.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
And today we are dealing with the topic of retention power and memory among
Oh,
students.
what a wonderful topic we have today.
Yeah, so what do you feel? Are students remembering, they're able to memorize more these days?
Yeah, as far as I have seen, that's becoming less.
Mm.
Of course, there are n number of reasons, but one reason recently, that's what I have seen is more of the online classes and all,
Yes.
especially when coming to tests, exams.
Yeah.
When online classes are having, they're having online exams too. So the child who is more intelligent than the teacher and the parents, you know that when the exams are coming up and the test is going on, you know how they copy from
Yes.
yes, from the online sources.
Yes.
So what is the need to practice? What is the need to by heart? Or what is the need to remember when ready-made answer is on the screen?
Yes.
Yes. So when you are not using the brain to remember, to practice, obviously the retention power becomes less.
Yes. And what about critical thinking, application ability?
Application ability also, there are lot of sources giving the answers for those.
Yes.
Though you are giving application based questions in the question paper, they can copy, paste, your answer is ready.
Yeah.
What is the use of thinking and writing? Even the body language or the thinking, the mentality has become the for the child like that. I've seen after the
COVID.
COVID, what I have seen is okay, exam. They are still in that mood of okay, we'll have a answer, ready-made answer. We can just copy it. When it comes to no, now the ready-made answers are not available. We have to write. Then the problem starts.
Yes. I absolutely agree with this. Now, since we are currently in the tutoring business, we are continuously saying that even if we explain the chapter today, tomorrow they don't remember it. They don't remember the terms and the keywords that are required for some definitions and everything. So, yes, I do feel you're absolutely right. Google has given n number of ways for child to find an answer and write it down. So same way, I have two posts on Reddit from
Okay.
the subreddit r/teachers,
Mhm.
where similarly teachers like you are facing these kind of issues in their classes, their profession.
Okay.
So the first post on r/teacher is what's with the memory and retention issues. That's the title. So it's asking for teacher support and or advice. So the post goes, curious if anyone is noticing that their students can't remember anything. It's honestly terrifying and making it really difficult to teach because I can't build anything from one day to the next because every day they walk in like a blank slate.
Yeah,
Hell,
true.
sometimes I can't even do one activity, then another, because by the time we start the second, the first is already wiped from their heads. We are reading a book in my high school class, and my kids would come in unable to tell me one single thing about the book. After spending hours and hours reading, discussing, making charts, doing activities, asking questions, they couldn't name a single character. Okay, that's fine. You can call her the girl. Do you remember anything she said in the parts we have read? Any one single thing? Remember the part on the train? No. What about her brother dying? That big fight she got in. She plays our favorite sport. Remember that? No, not that either. Why don't you open your notebook and look at some of the activities we have done? Does that jog your memory? What about that opening in the book? Or reading a chunk that does that? No? Okay then. I'm tempted to call their parents and ask them to take them to the doctor because at this point it's disturbing. So what do you think about this post?
Yeah, that's very true. The similar type of experiences we too had. Very nice post. And the teachers are in complete dilemma or a confusion what to do,
Yes.
because the 45 minutes struggle the teacher gives or the efforts the teacher put is just going waste.
Yes.
So what to do? Before, there are some techniques like improving your memory, retention power, so many techniques, blah blah blah, and
Writing
also
multiple times.
multiple times, practice it. And even the teacher also can choose some of the techniques while teaching, make it a song, make some anagrams and all those things.
As this teacher also has said, they have done several activities too.
Yeah.
But I also think there's a reason, especially during COVID, because there were online classes, you were sitting at home and just attending these classes. You never had the compulsion to take out your notebook and read again because you were at home. But, and that is following through with school
Actually,
too.
they didn't maintain a book, as
Yes,
far as I
yes.
know. Though we are giving some time, or I'm myself sending notes to children, make it a classwork. They didn't bother to write the notebooks. That's what I heard. And now also many of the parents, when we started this tutoring business,
Yes.
many parents said from past 2 years, the school is issuing many notebooks and textbooks. The books are in the new, damn new. Not only the textbooks, even the notebooks were untouched.
Yes.
Untouched. So they didn't use their skills to write. They didn't use to write and read and all. Obviously, there won't be any retention power. When we learnt, till now, I remember the spellings what my mother taught me. How they were not that much educated as today's mothers, but still she made some efforts to make me sit and teach. Still now, I remember the tables, the multiplication tables, or the spellings and whatever.
Yes.
But today, slowly, when the mobiles came up, we forgot to remember the numbers even, the phone numbers even.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
when we were having the landlines, we need to, once we note down in our small pocket diary, and we do that same call for multiple times,
A
like
number of
one or
times.
two. 1 or 2 times is enough. The third time you remember that number.
Yes.
But when the mobile came up, once you feed the number, it's all throughout your life.
Yes.
So what is the need to put up effort?
Actually,
Good.
when in regards to the phone number, the other day a student asked me that she wants to call her mom, and the call service package was over in that particular phone. So I offered her my phone, that type your number and call your mother, and she said, I don't remember my mom's number. I was genuinely scared because they're kids. If they get lost somewhere and they don't even remember their mother's number,
Yeah, that's too
that's
dangerous.
very scary.
That's too dangerous.
Yeah. How is she going to survive if she forgets the route from somewhere and she has to reach home? She can't call her mother. I was concerned. I asked her that please remember your mother's number next time.
Have you noticed one thing? When the parents are coming and joining the kids, they said, my baby's memory power is less. Have you noticed that every mom, whoever is coming to join the gut, every parent, my ward's memory power is less. I just scan the baby or the child from top to bottom. Legs are fine, hands are fine, the baby is fine, healthy, fit and fine, height and everything. What happens to the memory?
Yeah.
The child remembers a cartoon.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes?
Yes.
The child remembers everything what mother said, what brother said. Then what happens to the studies when coming to studies? What happens to just now you said the phone numbers, the child can't remember the phone number, which is very, very much essential in today's world.
Yes.
Yes? What happens to that?
And in regards to cartoons does this one trick. They do a recap of the previous episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually that recap should be done at home. You take the notebooks that you had in school that day, you open it up and you recap. That is so less these days.
That's what sometimes I tell, that the timetable what you follow in the school, like Monday you have some 8 periods of classes, the same timetable after coming home, after having relaxing and all, the same you follow. The first period is English. Now, also the same time. Just the half an hour time. You allocate the half an hour or 45 minutes time what the school has allocated for each subject,
Period, yeah.
each period. The same you allocate. In between, you will have games period, library period, and all. You just leave out those, or because already had games and library, you just, for the main subjects or the subjects, you just go through once. That is enough.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many does that.
Actually, the first comment is the top comment. Why would anyone need to remember anything when they have a computer in their pockets and they can just look it up again? But in all seriousness, I have noticed this too. I teach art and I have students who somehow don't remember where I keep certain supplies, even though the art supplies never move from their spot, and don't know what to do with a wet or gluey picture that is putting on a drying rack, and have to ask me for everything. I don't know if it's a purely a memory issue or if they're so being used to being spoon-fed answers or having someone else do something for them that they don't know how to function independently.
Common sense.
Is not so common these days.
Simple things. When I see also in the school, after their games period, they'll be sweating a lot.
Yeah.
While going to the when they are leaving for the games period, they have to switch off the lights and the fan
Yes.
that they usually do. After coming from the games period, they don't have the common sense that they have to switch on the lights and switch on the fans. They'll be sweating, they'll be sitting in the dark till the next teacher comes and tell, come on, when you're so sweating like that, why don't you switch on the fans? Why the classroom is so gloomy? Come on, switch on the lights.
Yeah. And even in our tutoring business, they forget where the carpet goes.
Yeah, which they have been sitting for months.
Yes.
They have been laying the carpets, they have been folding the carpets, but they don't remember, or they don't put the mind.
Yeah.
Why I need to
Observation
remember
skills.
the observation, the common sense, observing your surroundings and all. That is lacking.
The next comment is I also found out they work in a highly distracted work environment at home. No wonder you people have to do PV is equal to NRT problem at the rate of molasses. You people look at TikTok and Snapchat before you get done writing PV is equal to NRT. Distracted learning isn't learning. It's just plain distraction.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, they don't have a timetable at home also. Don't take it as a timetable, but some routine should to be followed. If you follow some routine, organizing your things, organizing your table, study table, your bed and everything, organizing your time. It's better to organize time so that you have the same routine to remember something.
Yeah. And I think these days kids don't even have that belongingness that this particular thing belongs to me. So that doesn't even translate to time, that this time is allocated for me.
Is it take it for granted?
Yes, spoon fed.
Spoon fed and lot of things coming up.
Yes. And another thing I want to mention is that even the parents have to sacrifice during the time where kids are studying. They have to sacrifice TV for that 1 hour or that 1 hour or 2 hours. They have
The
to
phones.
sacrifice the phones for that 1 hour, 2 hours. Even if they get calls, I think they should schedule it for the
Yeah, if
next
it is
time.
not an important call, if it is just a chit chat with a friend or a relative, you can just pause it. You can just move it after time. Yes, the
Yes.
child is going to finish her routine, his or her routine in an hour or a half an hour. You can just ring up the after that.
Yes.
Why don't you think? Is that
Yes, that's true.
nice?
And so I think it's a both party, all three parties actually, teachers, parents, and students have to go hand in hand. But I think these days even teachers can't recap from what has happened next because they're so forced to complete syllabus.
Syllabus, yes, but I suggest that previous knowledge testing
Yes.
is important. 5 minutes. Teachers might think, my God, the time is running. I have to complete my syllabus and all. But I have tested myself while I was in the profession. 5 minutes just takes random 5 minutes. And I think in the year 2000, 6, 7 like that, CBSE has introduced how to arrange your topic, that day's topic to teach. So it has given a very good idea. Like you will have the children's names, and also the first 5 minutes is your previous knowledge testing, what happened in the last class. You need not choose the same. Take for example, 30 children are there. Every day you go, but the children should not know that I have the set of names.
Yes.
Yeah. Take for example, I asked Kritika to answer, Kritika, Pavan, and Mayuk to answer those questions. Yes, you just secretly put a tick if the child says the answer correctly, wrong, or something. That means you have tested the child for today.
Yes.
The next day, in that 5 minutes, ask some other 5 children. One minute for one other 5 children. Like that, you will complete the 30 children.
Yeah.
Like in 6 days, 6 5s are 30.
Yeah.
Like that, in 6 periods and all. So you'll, so you do, the children doesn't know, the children don't know whom I'll be asking, and I will put a tick so that this child is attentive, this child. So they also will have some seriousness to prepare
Yes.
and come the previous knowledge.
Yes.
And it's like a recap. When the other child is telling the answer, obviously the other children will get a once a recap. I found that that's a good idea. And I afterwards also, no one became serious, but I took it as a thing.
And that's a very simple concept.
Simple concept, and it is very good for the teacher than the students.
Yes.
You can start right away the topic after 5 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
The why 5 minutes and how means it's just about your classroom management. Of course, that is a complete different topic.
Yes, I think we'll do an episode on
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
yeah. We have to do. If you have a good classroom management skills, you can just do this one.
Yeah. So another comment is, I think in math at least, some people have this kind of fetishized conceptual understanding to the point that we don't regard memorization as a worthwhile skill anymore. Just memorizing the times table doesn't mean you understand multiplication, blah blah. It's obviously bullshit though, because people have the basics memorized can build on their knowledge so much more easily. I relate to the blank slate thing 100%. But because you can't do new math topic without a semblance or an understanding of the old ones. Phones and reduced attention spans are definitely a part of it, and I think schools should go on hard on phones. I think they are learning to manage themselves. They're responsible for their phone usage thing is a bad plan.
Yeah. Coming to times tables and all, recently, when you started actually tutoring and all, I was discussing with one of my friends that about times tables. She said, "What is the use of memorizing times tables? There are many n number of take out the YouTube. You'll have n number of techniques how without memorizing the times table you'll get a number of ways to do the multiplication. Why don't you teach those to your children?" But I just started to think. Here, not only I'm making the child to memorize times table, but something I'm making the child to practice again and again, again and again, again and again, which does not relate to only times table. It will be useful to other things in his or her studies, because same with you when you and your brother were small. I used to tell to understand the concept, try to write on your own and all. But there are a few things in studies where you have to memorize.
Yes.
Practice again and again. Then only you will get marks. Ultimately, we want that only.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you both struggled at one point of time. And one of you asked also. You only told us to understand the concept. And now we are making some mistakes in which memorization is required. Yeah. Then I thought, okay, the child needs some part of memorization also. With that, the brain also becomes sharp.
Yes.
Sharp. Then both of you have developed some techniques. You yourself has, probed into some techniques, how to memorize and all. And you both fared well in that. Then from then onwards, I don't deny telling children that you have to memorize few things. Yes. Sometimes rote learning is also useful.
Yes.
is in few things it is necessary.
Yeah.
It is necessary.
And I think in those kind of techniques, critical thinking is very much needed. And in terms of critical thinking, not all students are at par. But if you're memorizing some basic concepts like times table, all the children are treated equally in that sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I feel like that puts an even playing field for all the kids to go further in their studies, especially in primary school where times table is first introduced, right? And other thing I see is that even schools are shifting into that these days. That is providing formulas, not letting
Yeah.
the children memorize the formulas and just providing it. And they're saying it's application based questions. Even in my college, my next batch was going through that. They were having all the formulas in a handbook and they were just opening those formulas and utilizing the formulas, which I feel, yeah, people have an argument these days that, oh, Google has everything. You have calculators in your pocket these days. Why do we have to do these calculations? But I feel like mathematicians have done that. That's why they have gone so far in their lives that
Really.
day.
Really, that's
We are not going as far as them because we are so stuck in just Googling those particular questions. For example, if you want to do 16 into 13, people are not able to do, oh, 16 into 13 can be written as 16 into 10 plus 3 and do distributive property. That kind of critical thinking you get from learning times table from so many times, because you'll be like, oh, this particular 16 table follows this pattern, so oh, we can do that next. I feel that's very lacking these days.
yes, that's true.
Yeah, so the next post on r/teachers is about critical thinking itself.
Okay.
The title goes, have you noticed a drop over the years in critical thinking, essay writing, and or ability to deal with challenging reading materials? So the post goes, I'm a long time lurker on this sub, and I'm not a teacher myself, but honestly have loved education and grew up with fantastic teachers who inspired me. However, I can't help but notice when I look at friends' kids or younger cousins, their levels for essay writing, argumentation are much lower than what I remember learning at the same age. Can any long-time teachers attest that kids are indeed falling behind, or am I completely wrong? If yes, I am very interested in hearing speculation as to why. Social media, lack of funding, I don't believe kids ever change that much, but maybe something in our teaching system has. Thank you, teachers, for all the work you do.
Nice. About the critical thinking and all. Uh, Writing
Yeah.
has taken a backseat.
Yes.
Has taken a backseat. Take for example in English, formal letter.
Yeah.
We give a situation where the child needs to write a formal letter. Okay, leave the formal letter. Come to the informal letter, which is very means you can write it happily and freely.
Yeah.
Whatever point you write, nothing matters. Nothing matters. So when I give the situation and ask the child to write the informal letter, imagine
Yeah.
that is not there.
Yeah.
The child asks, it didn't happen to me, the situation. How can I write a letter? See, beta, everything doesn't happen to everyone.
Yeah.
But you have to imagine. Why should I imagine?
Yeah.
So, imagination, what about the imagination power? Or if any problem is given in a formal letter and all, what about the solution to that problem? To think and write it?
Yeah.
No, okay, fine. Just say the solution. I'll help you how to write. The child is not ready or don't have any solution. So we have to give hints. Hints. More hints.
Yeah.
Then only. It's like 80% of the letter you tell.
Yeah.
And the child writes 20%.
20% is the writing part of that.
20% is the writing part. Okay. That also, this is the format or this is a way of writing beautifully means why to write beautifully? You told the solution. Let me write that straight away, come to the solution and write that and throw it on my face.
Yeah.
I said that doesn't give the beauty. What is the beauty of the letter? Why the letter should be beautiful?
Mhm.
That's what the child has the question. What will I do with that beauty of the letter?
Yeah.
So they never put efforts in writing beautifully, systematically, in a very organized way.
Yeah.
When they're not able to think the solution for the problem, then where's that critical thinking and all? Where is that imagination
Yes.
and all? That's I've seen with English.
Yeah.
I don't know with Max you'll be having
Maths is just now summer holidays is just finished, and my 8th class students don't remember 7th class syllabus.
completely evaporated.
Yes, not even hard topics. I completely understand hard topics like simple interest, for example. I completely understand. If you forget those, I can always revise. But if you forget what are like and unlike fractions, what are proper and improper fractions, that's where it just baffles me how easily it is for them to forget. When I remember some important questions that were told 10 years back for me, I still remember, I can still know.
Yeah, because you have practiced a lot.
Yes.
You practiced a lot.
Yeah. So the first comment, the top comment goes Google instead of memory. But also Google instead of think critically and figure something out for yourself. And instead, Google is a tool you can use to help you think critically.
Yeah.
Yes.
If for anything, any question, Google is the answer.
Yeah. How do you figure something out for yourself? You ask questions and look up info. That's what Google does. Just because kids are using Google instead of the library doesn't impact critical thinking, is one person had an argument. So the person replied, but they aren't using Google to enhance their ability to figure something out. They're typing an exact question into Google and then copying and pasting whatever blurb pops up first without even reading it. It
That's
often makes zero sense and doesn't answer the question being asked. How exactly does that involve critical thinking? It doesn't. I'm not anti Google. I Google things all the time correctly, and I actually read what I search, what is in the search results. And I think critically about the information and gain knowledge and understanding. If and when students were doing that, I'm thrilled, but they usually aren't.
Yeah, searching in the search engine is also an art.
Yeah.
That's what I suppose. Okay, as the comment said, they correct the question right away
Yeah.
and take the answer. But then, as it said, they never go through at least, okay, let me once read and write.
Yeah.
That is the minimum respect you give to that
Search
Google
engine.
search engine. So once let me read. No need to write. Just copy it.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, okay, if the question is not clear, they want to search something. Even they cannot type the vocabulary I need to type to get the proper information in Google.
Yes. Yes.
Recently, we have seen that about cocoa.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
A student had an essay writing
On
project on cocoa seeds where she searched of cocoa and she wrote all about cocaine.
All about cocaine and never bothered to read and understand whether I am getting the correct answer for my project or not.
Yes.
I was just.
I was baffled, honestly.
Yes.
Honestly.
Then I had to filter the information.
Yes.
Yes. Search, give the correct info so that she writes, gives a good project in the
Yes.
school.
She wrote it very beautifully though.
Yeah.
But the information was all wrong.
Yes. All wrong. She neither bothered to read,
Yeah.
understand
Mm.
whether I have written correctly. Of course, you search in the search engine. Good. You're getting the information.
I mean, the project was about searching and
Yes.
writing the
Yes.
answer.
Yeah, the project was.
And
Just-
also, Wikipedia is not your one all, two all solution. Wikipedia is written by people like us.
Yes.
So it might not be accurate all of the times. There is actually, even if you search properly, Google provides a separate search engine for actual papers for you to search your essays from or your science theses from. It's called Google Scholar. A lot of kids don't know that these days.
Oh.
Where Google Scholar only has accurate information that is done by actual scientists or researchers
Very
or
good.
backed up by universities
Yeah,
or
they can
research
use this
institutes.
also. At least
Yes.
to do their projects.
A lot of people don't know that. They go through some random news publication.
That's what.
Yeah.
They're not reading, no?
Yeah.
Even they're losing that reading ability.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
We can do a nice topic on episode on that also, reading ability and writing ability. But once You read the information and all. When coming to critical thinking, just I'm going back.
Yeah.
You people have read lot of books like
Yeah.
Famous Five,
Harry Potter
Harry
series.
Potter, Nancy Drew, Sherlock Holmes, and all, where there are problems, solutions, problems and solutions,
And imagination.
and imagination,
Lots of
imagination.
imagination.
I think you reading such kind of books also will help them.
Yeah.
But none is interested in reading. Though we are pushing the children, we give a lot of examples, right?
Yes.
Yes, we give the names of the
We even tell the
books,
parents.
and all. But
They're just not interested. And Harry Potter these days, all the movies are available. So people just go watch the movies and they think that's done. No,
No, that's
there's a
not
lot of information missed.
Yeah.
And if they like books too, it's a good thing that they like books. They completely ignore studies.
yeah,
There should be a good balance of one or the other. There should be a good balance. And there's a comment by the OP. OP means the original poster who posted that particular subreddit post on the subreddit. I also have an idea that I think our current society has chipped away at free time. While this seems innocent, keeping us constantly busy at work, commuting, after school sports, SAT prep is disastrous for our imagination. A lot of education needs to be done outside of class as well. Having time to roam in your local library and pick up a book on something that you wouldn't normally read. Having time to sit around, discuss something, going to a museum, a play, or developing interests that feed into your education. Free time allows you more time to devote to these issues, etc. I would also say this to adults too. I don't nearly have as much time to read the newspaper or as have fun as I need to. To be clear, I actually wasn't referring to teachers with that comment, but that fact that education is severely underfunded. Not sure how a teacher can manage without basic supplies.
yes, that's nice. That's nice comment, where everyone,
Yeah.
parents, teachers, and students have to put some effort
Yeah.
in reading books, spending time in a very constructive way.
Yeah.
It's going to a library, discussions at home with the parents, where parents need to cater time to discuss.
Even they don't have free
Not
time these
not
days.
all the mistakes, not discussing the mistakes, always pointing at each other, judging everyone. Not
Yes, that's
not
true.
that.
That's true. That's
Not-
true.
Instead of that, discuss something
Yeah.
just before having dinner or after dinner. So okay, after dinner everyone wants to sleep and all. Just before dinner, today it's just a 15,
Or at the
20
dinner table.
Yeah,
At the
just
dinner
15.
table.
It's that's what. Do not do something discussion which is judging others
Yes.
or your family members.
For example-
not such kind of discussions which are useful to children. You can discuss just a 10 to 15 minutes. It's a discussion, and today I have learnt a new point, and have your food.
Yeah. And at the dinner table, you can have a conversation about cooking.
Yeah, that's a very good thing.
The other
Very
day,
good
I
thing.
asked a student, "What is a tadka?" He had a puzzled face on. I was like, do you know how is a dal made? Do you know, in Telugu we call it talimpu. So I asked, "Do you know what it is?" He's like, "I've never heard of that." I was like, "Do you ever step in the kitchen?" "No, my mom cooks." At least have that conversation. "Oh, beta,
Lots of processes
Yes.
involved.
how did you make this food?" "Oh, I did this process." That's a good dinner time discussion. You need not even go, "Oh, this museum, that library." You need not even go that far. You can just discuss, "Oh, your father is working at a IT department, suppose." You can break it out into simpler terms and discuss that with your child. Tell him, my father does that. You also do it. You tell me about teaching techniques. Even now, it's helping a lot in my tutoring experience these days. And my dad also tells me, "Oh, if I'm learning in 10th grade how is a thermal power plant works," he breaks it down into simpler steps.
Forms.
Now in college, when I was learning it a bit more advanced, he was teaching me those advanced steps too. And that itself makes you learn things outside your box, right?
Yes, so that discussions need to be there, wherein the teachers, the parents, and the students need to put some time and efforts. Nice.
Yeah, another comment goes, "I knew a Spanish teacher who retired the year I started, 2016. She told us she was going through her filing cabinets and came across tests from decades ago. realized how much she had to water down her teaching over the years. She said she had first year Spanish test and second year students wouldn't even come close to passing now. This upset her so much that day. She retired. She sent a mass email to the county about how much our education system has degraded. That's a teacher that is
Yes,
very
yes,
passionate about
yes,
teaching.
yes.
Yeah. And I feel that that's the same. I feel education actually advanced till my education era.
Yes.
It advanced and now it has come down severely.
Advanced, but quality has been decreased.
Yeah, quality is
Quality.
decreased. They're just piling on information.
Lot of there, one school or the other, one syllabus or the other, one textbook or the other. I have been seeing that. Yeah, my textbook is so great that I have a lot of information for a first grade child. I'm giving a lot of information which a fourth grader or a third grader
Yes.
reads. But giving information, you
Is
can
not
just
the
print
same.
book.
Yeah.
You can print books with colorful pictures and words. But what about the child who is reading it?
Yes.
Is the child is reading it? Is the child is able to keep that in mind?
Yeah.
Memorize it
And
or understand it or love it first of all.
Yes.
Love the information.
I don't even see kids writing their own name on their textbook these days.
Yeah.
That and I feel like the school system should also understand the kind
Because
of
the textbook
backgrounds.
is so heavy with a lot of
Yeah.
informations, it's getting burden to them, and that doesn't own it. They don't own it.
Yeah.
So they don't own it, so they didn't want to write the
Yes. That's absolutely true. And I feel like even this information, for example, a fourth grade kid had Pistil and Stamen in his book. I didn't read Pistil and Stamen in my book at that particular age. I read it in maybe in sixth or seventh. But I feel like, oh, the book is very good. But the child, no. He's not able to remember all of those terms. And those terms are too much for his age. And that's only one subject. Imagine all the other 6 to 8 subjects he's having in that particular year. How many terms is he going to remember by the time it ends? It's very bad.
It's just a waste of time and energy. That's why I think that's why the child doesn't own the textbooks or anything.
It's a burden.
Okay, my parents are sending me to school. Let me go to school, bring the bag, throw the bag there. It's not my book. These are not my books. This is not my bag, and these are not my marks also.
Yes, oh my
Fine,
god.
yeah.
Yeah.
These are not my marks.
Even kids are not able to tell their marks, their parents are telling their marks.
Because everything is printed, everything you'll get it in WhatsApp. Why I need to remember my marks?
Yeah.
Why I need to remember my percentage? What is the need? Of course, you want my marks? Okay, let me pass it through WhatsApp. You see how many hours you want. You just analyze it, dissect it, assimilate it, whatever you want. But I don't want to buy hard the most.
Yeah. Very bad is this.
Yeah.
I think we have gone through a lot of
Yeah.
ways students are failing at remembering, and lots of ways people and parents, teachers, and students can implement in their lives to better their memory.
Yeah, they have to better their memory because life isn't
Stopping for you.
stopping for you or waiting for you to
Catch up.
to catch up, to give you good time, good amount of time to make you up. So it is effort of the child. The child has to train the brain to memory,
Yeah.
to memorize the things. It is just nothing but training the brain.
Yeah.
You train the brain. Your brain is not used properly. Use it. God has given a beautiful brain, and you are the top species
Yes.
in this animal kingdom.
Top of the
Use
pyramid.
it, yes, use it nicely and have a beautiful and wonderful life. That having beautiful is not having a big job, big amount of money and all. But yes, remembering, memorizing, and
sharing those memories.
sharing those memories, or just having those memories like a what do you
Time
say,
capsule.
time capsule
Yeah.
is very good. Is very good. How you have learned for that information, how you have searched, how you got that information, how to type smartly. Use it. Use the Google nicely. How to type good vocabulary in order to get the good information.
Yes.
After getting the information, what to filter, what I have to write, what is important for me. These all things, the small techniques. Yes, this generation can do it
Yeah.
wonderfully.
And I feel like this is a very beautiful concept. I read in a book the other day. Having pen pals. Yeah.
When we were in school age, we heard, and now some of our friends also had pen pals.
Yeah. I feel like school should start, maybe take a section, for example, 3A and 3D, and pair up students in those two other sections because you don't usually interact with another section, right? And give their address to that particular assigned kid and tell them to write a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The share the feeling.
Share the feelings, anything. Maybe what you have learned in school, you can just write that. And I think that might continue to make a good friendship later on.
Yeah, good friendship, good humans,
Yeah.
and good thoughts,
Yes.
good society.
Yeah. Good. All right. Now we have come to the end of the episode. Okay.
We always talk for the
We can go on and on about this topic, and we want to do more episodes. So
Yes.
let's just end it here.
yes, it's a nice talking,
Nice talk.
discussion.
Yes. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, though. Please don't forget to do that. Thank you.